Additionally, please consider this a public records request made pursuant to the provisions of General Laws, Chapter 66, Section 10, which requires response within 10 days of receipt. Should you have further questions regarding this matter, please contact Selectman Ekstrom.
Who is that addressed to?
This was to the library director, and I believe it was directed to her because that's where all the records are, and she is the keeper of those records, or has the ability to get them. So that's the letter. That's what we're, because I have heard out there of people saying, oh, how dare we, do this, and how dare we do that. We initially started, we were fixing a blip that was a mistake from years ago. And we told them to all fill out new applications. We would be appointing people. They had recommended, there were 5 openings, they had 8 people they had interviewed, they had positive recommendations from all of them. We can't get anything from them. And so finally, what our town council has asked me to do is to ask for a motion for the Board of Selectmen to initiate an investigation into the finances of the Wareham Library, of Wareham Free Public Library, and authorize town council to use their our subpoena powers to obtain the records if no records come forward as of August 16th.
Absolutely. I'd make that motion. I'd add a thing to it that hold all monies to all library personnel until we get the information we want. Shut it down. Who's in charge here?
Second for discussion. I'd like to follow up on the letter because I do feel that this is an important matter. We have violence and things going on, and we somehow now have to take time to battle library trustees over something that was easy enough to just reapply for the positions. But on top of that, we have to find out that there's private bank accounts that they're privy to and signers on these accounts, when you would think all along in history, and I understand that the library was private, but when it became a public library, when someone makes a donation or a bequest, it's in lieu of the library but to the town. But that isn't how it operated. It went to a private bank account, and they were signers on the account. On top of that, now they've created an additional foundation so that they have free access by transferring that requested money into this other account, free access to use however they wish. My understanding would be that the original documentation fee and hiring the lawyer to even set up the foundation probably came from trustee money. It's a very unfortunate thing. I think that it goes beyond words because it's very close to money laundering if we find out that that's exactly what it is. And it seems very simple enough to just return public money. If it's not your money, return public money. I just want to make it very simple. I don't have a personal attack against any specific person. It's the principle. If this was done incorrectly, which on all faces it appears that it was, the simple and correct thing to do would be to take all the public funds that were transferred and return those to the town treasurer and call it a day. And that's the end of it. This is just extremely inconsiderate to even consider litigation over this matter when it seems that the Board of Trustees just really went outside their bounds. And I won't say that maybe every trustee knew exactly what they were doing, but certainly someone did, and it's gotten to a point where it needs to be corrected because this is public money, and you can't do these types of things with public money unless it's private money and it's specified that that's how they wished it to happen.
Well, that's all well and good, but they've had their chance to do it. Now they've got an attorney. I think the Ethics Commission should be involved, the Attorney General. Call them all. Put an end to it. Madam Chair. It's out of hand. It's got to stop
Well,
somewhere, and it
you
may
know,
as well
and-
stop with this group.
And I was going to say, and that's one thing, is that I know that I've heard quite a bit about how this board is attacking these people, or we're going after these people. And I will tell you, anyone in this town that thinks that somehow or other we scheme to wait for them to have the thought to think up a foundation so we could go after them, it's ludicrous. This is the type of stuff, and as John said, this is the defiance that we face. This is just another step on the ladder of what we've been facing. And I don't want to sound like that we're whining here,
Oh,
but
you're not whining.
I want
Mr.
the
Mr.
citizens of
Lancy-
this town to realize.
Mr. Lancy put an article in the paper, I believe it was Mr. Lancy in the Courier, I read it just the other day, about the library as part of the town, and why should one be responsible for more, and you're blaming us because there's no lifeguards, and it went on and on and on and on. But the gist of it was that they're part of the town. And as the Board of Selectmen, aren't we the executive branch? Well, everybody should
Well,
point
that's-
that way. So, we'll run the ship, and we have a captain coming on board Monday that's going to steer it, and hopefully all this defiance and this nastiness will stop. But I think that the Attorney General needs to be involved. These people are way out of control, and I'm telling you, personally, they should be looked at. The Ethics Commission should be called. I'll call them. I got their names, I'll call them.
Ethics Commission is implicated in the council's letter, the Attorney General,
Yes,
because charitable organizations are their purview, certainly the DOR, certainly the Secretary of State under 501c3s, Inspector Generals. It could go on and on and on and on. Who wants to, I don't think any of us want to go down this trail.
I do.
No.
I think there is a drop-dead date
The
of
16th.
the 16th.
Yes.
I'm hoping and praying that somebody will come to their senses and just do the right thing, as Jim has said, and pay attention to the rules of common sense, as John has said. And in this,
I'm saying there is no common sense. They've hired an attorney.
Well, and here's the other thing is also is that and they need to keep in mind, and I'm sure there are a few of them that are watching from home right now, they need to keep in mind that even if they think that they're legitimately trustees, even if they were legitimately trustees, if we never even went into finding out that they were appointed wrong, it is the purview, it is the Board of Selectmen's job, it is allowed under Mass General laws, that it is the Board of Selectmen that we are allowed to investigate any department at any time for any reason. And once we are completed with it, then we make a report known. That is in Mass General laws, that is in our charter, that it is our charge to make sure that the laws of government are adhered to. That's all we're doing. This paperwork could come out and every penny right down could be accounted for, it could all be put back, but it is the stonewalling and it is the blocking of this, and that I hope that every penny is accounted for, and I hope that we can find every penny, and it goes back to where it belongs. But I also hope the people in this town see that this is the type of stuff, even if it is every penny is accountable, this is what people are doing to you because we are your representatives of the town. We are elected by you to represent you in town matters, and this is how you are being treated.
yeah, well, if there are any trustees listening right now, wake up. This is not your money. This is not our money, it's other people's money.
That's right.
If you're a trustee, you have personal responsibility, and that means personal liability at stake here. Don't screw around with this. This is not smart. Just do the right thing, and we'll all be happy.
Madam Chair, what was the motion
Okay.
council wanted you to?
The motion was for the Board of Selectmen to initiate an investigation into the finances of the library and authorize town council to use the subpoena powers to obtain the records. If records do not come forward and are given unto us and the town treasurer by the August 16th.
Second.
So moved. Second.
Okay, all right. And I will tell you just one more thing, that if they don't come by August 16th, John, then I'm sure that your passionate